Hello everybody, my name is Dakota Emmons, and today I want to be discussing with you a little bit about how to set up a bow so that you have it set up in order to go bow hunting. There's several different types of things that you can do with a bow. You can go bow hunting, you can target shoot, you can 3D shoot. There are several different things that you can do. It all depends on what you like, I guess. But today I'm going to be showing you how to rig up a bow in order to set it up to go hunting. There's several different parts to a bow. I'm just going to show you a couple parts today. I'm going to leave some of the parts attached to my bow so that I don't have to tweak it after making this video. But I will show you a couple things that you need in order to prepare yourself for hunting. The first thing I'm going to show you is an arrow release. And the release that I have is made by a company called Scott Archery. And basically all you do is you lock the button forward and then you push the button backwards to release the string after you've drawn the bow back to let your arrow fly. These are really simple to use. They wrap around your wrist, and as I mentioned, you just pull it back with the bow and then click the trigger and it releases your string so that you can shoot your arrow. The second thing I'm going to show you is what's called a stabilizer. A lot of people put these on the front of their bow, and you can actually mount them to the side of your bow as well. They're used for a balancing act. You can actually, there's counterweights here on the front that you can screw off, and you can screw on more weight or less weight, whichever you prefer. And as I said, there's also an adapter where you can get a stabilizer to come out the back of your bow to kind of counter out the balance so that the weight is equal on both sides, and it just allows you to hold your bow more steady. I know for me, just having the solo one coming out of the front is more convenient for me. I know hunters also have them that come out the back. The ones that come out the back are mainly used for target shooters, and this here is actually an 11-inch stabilizer, and target shooters normally use anywhere from like a 24 to a 36-inch stabilizer out the front, and like something about this size out the back. The next item I'm going to show you is a quiver, and this is just set up to hold your arrows, and it actually snaps onto your bow, which I'll show you here in a little bit. It's pretty neat. It's a quick release quiver. And with that being said, you have different arrow types. The point on this arrow is called a field point. This is what you use to sight your bow in and just basically get yourself ready for hunting. There's several different types. I'm going to show you a couple more types real quick of arrows that you can use for hunting. The second type I'm going to show you is a broadhead. There's different types of broadheads. This is just your regular 3-blade broadhead, and they come in different grains, which adds more or less weight to your arrow. It all depends on how much kinetic energy that you want for what grain of arrow tip that you want. As I mentioned, this is just a regular 3-blade arrowhead. You can get them in 4-blade, 2-blade, and there's just many different designs. And this is what's called a fixed blade arrowhead, which means that all the parts are fixed in one location. There's nothing that expands on it. The next arrow that I'm going to show you is called an expandable arrow. It's a little bit different. It's kind of like the fixed blade. It all serves the same purpose. However, this has a sharper edge, and it allows for a bigger cutting diameter. When you shoot and the arrow impacts, it actually sets out 3 more prongs, so it cuts a wider cut in the animal that you're shooting at. This helps for blood trails, so that it helps you track the animal after you shot, and also like I said, it helps with the tracking, but it also helps kill a deer faster, I guess you could say, so they don't suffer as bad. The only bad thing about an expandable arrowhead is the 3 blades that I pushed out. Sometimes you have to worry about those not coming out, and there will be a malfunction with the arrowhead. This doesn't happen very often, but that's why I preferably like to shoot mechanical broadheads like the one I showed you before this. It's just one less thing to go wrong while you're shooting your bow. With that being said, I said that I was going to show you how to install your quiver on your bow, and my quiver that I have is a quick release quiver. So you just basically you snap this into your bow, and then you push this button down, and it locks onto your bow. I'll give you a demonstration real quick. And then once it's locked onto your bow, you can't move it off of your bow unless you unlock the locker. Also, a few other things. I don't know if you can see this very well, but a few other things are a rest. I prefer a drop away rest. It's an arrow rest where you pop it up like I just did with my finger. You just push the button down here. When it's popped up, it holds your arrow in place so your arrow is not sliding around when you're going to shoot your arrow. And as you shoot your arrow, the string on the back of the rest is tied into your string on your bow. So when you shoot, it allows the rest to go down, which allows your arrow to slide through the rest without contacting the rest itself. Also, on my bow, I have a string handle, which basically you slide your hand up in there, and it allows for more stability as the stabilizer does. And actually, the stabilizer screws into the front of this right here, and that's why it's not in place right now. Also, obviously you have your sights, because you have to be able to see what you're shooting. I can't really get you a good view of that. But the set of sights that I have are a 5-pin sight. You can get several different types of sights. You can get a 4-pin sight, a 3-pin sight, or even a 1-pin sight. And with the different types of sights, the 1-pin sight is what a lot of people like to use for target shooting. And it comes with an adjustment tape that you can put on the side. And you can turn the dial for the yardage that you want to shoot your bow at while you're adjusting that. This particular sight that I have is called a third axis sight, which means you can adjust the up and down movement by a turn knob, and you can also adjust the side to side movement by a turn knob. This is very convenient for quick adjustments out in the field. You can adjust quickly without having to make too much noise or anything like that. So if you have an animal that's coming in on you and you need to do some adjustments to your bow, you can do that without scaring them off. Once you get all that stuff put on your bow is pretty well set up to shoot. And all you have to do is take it out and sight it in and get it ready to shoot. And that's all that I have. Thank you all for watching my video.